severe evil, dash. And what profit has he who has labored for the wind, dash. And he has much, dash. Bonus. All right. So, Commonwealth. There is the first dash is severe evil, which I have seen under the sun. Riches kept for their owner to his head. But those riches perish through misfortune. TF. When he begets a son, the first answer, there is nothing in his hand. As he comes from his mother's womb, the next one, naked shall he return to go as he came. Lastly, and he shall take nothing from his labor, which he may carry away in his hand. Volta Hall. And this is also a severe evil, just exactly as he came, so he shall go. And what profit has he who has labored for the wind? All his days he also eats in darkness. And he has much sorrow and sickness and anger. Audience, I hope you're enjoying and learning something. All right. Preamble to all teams, listen carefully. Jesus used various methods to heal people throughout the Gospels. By method, I am referring to a systematic or established procedure, which was replicated once or more by Jesus. Commonwealth Hall. Mention any two of the methods Jesus used to heal people in the Gospels.
So, when Jesus wanted to heal the blind man, he spat on the floor, mixed the saliva with mud, and applied it on the man's eyes. After that, he kept his hands on him and then told him he is healed. Jesus spoke with those that are far from Jesus. Jesus released words of faith. Jesus released words of faith, and those people were healed.
I'll give you 2 points. TF. Mention 2 other healing methods Jesus used, which have not already been mentioned.
One method is laying of hands, and the second method is applied in when he was raising Lazarus. He called him out, even though he was not alive to have faith to be resurrected.
I'll give you 1 point. Volta Hall. Mention 2 other healing methods Jesus used, which have not already been mentioned. That's correct. Other healing methods could be rebuking the sickness, casting out devils, commanding the person to act, touching the hem of his garment. Preamble to all teams, listen carefully. Commonwealth. Consider the following words: faith, hope, love. Which of them is your favorite?
Faith.
Faith. In the space of 30 seconds, quote in full 6 Bible verses which contain the word faith.
Faith.
Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. With little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt?
Wow, faith is indeed your. All right. So, TF, faith, hope, and love. Which is your favorite?
Love.
Love. In the space of 30 seconds, quote in full 6 Bible verses which contain the word love.
2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7. For the Lord has not given us the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and sound mind.
Love the Lord your God with all your mind, your heart, and with all your strength. Love your neighbor as yourself.
John 3:16. For God so loved the world that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life.
One point. Volta Hall. Love is now out of the question. Faith and hope. Which is your favorite? Oh, you should have hope. And that brings us to the end of round 1. Hello. Welcome back. At the end of round 1, Volta Hall accumulated 2 points. TF Hostel, 3 points. And Commonwealth Hall is in the lead with 4 points. Commonwealth, you rang your bell. Okay. Round 2, the speed race. This is the speed race. Every question goes to all teams, and each team must race to be the first to answer. If you believe you have an answer, you must ring the bell to be called. Let's hear your bells. Commonwealth Hall. TF. Volta Hall. By the time you ring your bell, you must be ready with your answer, else the next team to have rung will be given the opportunity to answer. Correct answer if you were the first to ring is 3 points. Correct answer if you were the second to ring, 2 points. Correct answer if you were the third to ring, 1 point. Every incorrect answer, -1. You are not obliged to ring the bell if you are not sure of your answer. Let all your answers be precise and accurate. Remember again that this is the grand finale. Precision and accuracy will never be compromised. Best wishes to all teams. Answer the following questions concerning the sin of the daughters of Lot. A, the reasoning behind their sin. B, the actual details of their sin. Commonwealth Hall.
The reason why the daughters of Lot sinned was because they didn't want creation to end. They wanted to continue creation. Thus, they didn't want all people to be finished on earth. And the details of their sin was that the daughters of Lot, the 2 daughters of Lot, decided to sleep with their dad by giving him wine to drink, so that when he is drunk to stupor, they can go to him at night and go and sleep with him. The first daughter went to him at night to sleep with him, and the second night, the second daughter also went to sleep with him. And after that, they all gave birth to children.
This is the speed race. Like I said, precision will not be compromised. Any other team? TF.
The daughters of Lot, the reason why they decided to have children with their father was because they didn't want the lineage of Lot to end. And so they took a decision that they should have children through their own father. And so Lot was the first man that planted a vineyard on the earth. And so when he planted it, the wine that they got from it, they gave it to their father, and the first daughter went and laid with the father. The second daughter equally did the same, and they had children for their father. The first son of the first daughter was called Ammon, and the second son of the second daughter was called Ben-Ammi.
I am not accepting that as well. Volta Hall. I will give it to you, Volta. So Commonwealth, my issue was with your reasoning, the reasoning behind the sin. They deceived themselves that there was no man left on the earth. Next question. With reference to St. Luke's Gospel, mention the names of the women who supported the ministry of Jesus with their substance. Volta Hall. Commonwealth Hall.
Mary Magdalene, Susanna, and Joanna.
That's correct. Next question. Which books in the Old Testament contain the prophecies that were fulfilled about John the Baptist in the New Testament? Commonwealth Hall.
Isaiah, Malachi.
I will give it to you. Isaiah and Malachi. The next question. What is the difference between Bethesda,
Bethesda is a city, whereas Bathsheba was the wife of Uriah the Hittite.
I'm continuing with my question. What is the difference between Bethesda, Bethesda, and Bethsaida, Bethsaida? Okay, so Bethesda is the name of a pool in Jerusalem, known for miraculous healings and angel stairs. Jesus healed a lame man there, but I would have just accepted a pool in Jerusalem. Then Bethsaida is a city or a region of two cities on the shores of the lake of Gennesaret. Jesus preached there a lot. One of the cities Jesus ruled. So I would have just taken Bethesda is a pool in Jerusalem and Bethsaida is a city. Next question. On the day Boaz met Ruth for the first time, Ruth was freely allowed to glean in the field of Boaz till evening. What quantity of barley did she get after beating out all that she had gleaned? What quantity of barley did she get after beating out all she had gleaned? Okay, so the answer is an ephah of barley. An ephah of barley. What was the dimension of Solomon's temple in cubits? So it's 60 by 20 by 30. Next question. What comprehensive law did God give the children of Israel concerning cultivation on their fields? TF.
The law concerning cultivating on their field was that when they plant their field and it's time for harvest and they harvest from the field, they shouldn't go back all over the farm to take what is left, but they should leave it, the rest that are left on the farm for the poor and the needy to come and have their share.
No, please. That's not what I was expecting. Any others? Okay. So the answer is 6 years you shall sow your land and gather its produce, but the 7th year you will let it rest and lie fallow, that the poor of you may eat, and what they leave, the beasts of the field may eat. In like manner, you shall do with your vineyard and your olive grove. This can be found in Exodus 23. What is the meaning of the Hebrew word mapeh? Mapeh, spelled M-A-R-P-E. Medicine. Next question. As exact as possible, quote the text in 1 John chapter 3, verse 16. Okay, 1 John chapter 3, verse 16. By this we know love, because he laid down his life for us, and we also ought to lay down our lives for the brethren. Next question. Which tribe in Israel took over the place formerly known as Laish? Laish, L-A-I-S-H. The tribe of Dan. Apart from David and Solomon, mention any three authors who contributed to the writings in the Psalms. Apart from David and Solomon. So we have Asaph, the sons of Korah, Haman, Moses, Ethan the Ezrahites. Any three of these would have sufficed. Next question. What were the names of the sons of Merari? Commonwealth.
So the sons of Merari were Malai and Mushai.
That's correct. Please, the next time, if someone rings, if you delay with your answer, it will not be accepted. Next question. What happened when Jesus got to the land of Gennesaret? What happened when Jesus got to the land of Gennesaret? TF.
When Jesus walked to the land of Gennesaret, he was met by a man that was in the tombs, who was a madman that was in the tombs. And he came and knelt before Jesus and he said, "What have you to do with us, son of David?"
That's incorrect. So you were talking about the land of the gatherings or Gergesens, but I am talking about the land of Gennesaret. And the answer is, when the men of the place recognized him, they sent out into all the surrounding regions, brought to him all who were sick, and begged him that they might only touch the hem of his garments. And as many as touched it were perfectly made well. This is the name, next question, this is the name of the people who dwelt in Seir until the descendants of Esau dispossessed them. Seir, S-E-I-R. I'll take the question again. What is the name of the people that dwelt in Seir until the descendants of Esau dispossessed them? Horites. Next question. Mention the two kinds of sowing Paul talks about in Galatians chapter 6 verse 8 and the outcome of each sowing. All right, so according to Galatians 6 verse 8, we have sowing to the flesh, and you will reap corruption. And then sowing to the spirit, you will reap life, eternal or everlasting. Next question. 2 physical locations in the book of Acts were explicitly associated with shakings. Which chapters in the book of Acts can you find the stories? Well, you had been bailed out before you rang your bell, Commonwealth. Please, if you want to try, be fast with your answer. Next question. The answer is chapters 4 and 16. So Acts chapter 4, there was a shaking. Acts chapter 16, there was a shaking. What is the exact location of this verse in the Bible? These 6 things the Lord hates. Yes, 7 are an abomination to him. These 6 things the Lord hates. Yes, 7 are an abomination to him. Oh, this is a very popular verse. It's in Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16. All right, the next question. In examining whether a person was suffering from a scaly leprosy of the head or the beard, what 2 indicators did the priest use? Commonwealth or?
The appearance of raw flesh, and then is the appearance of a whitish hair, or the color of the skin turns white, and then the appearance of a swelling.
Incorrect. Did anybody else ring? All right. So the priest will check whether the sore appears deeper than the skin and the presence of thin yellow hair in the region of the sore. Remember, I was asking for leprosy of the head or beard. All right, so next question. Which story in the Bible can be told by the following sequence? Annas, Caiaphas, Pilate, Herod, Pilate. Commonwealth or?
The death of Jesus.
No. So it is the trial of Jesus, not the death of Jesus. Okay. What single difference can you find between the 4 gospel accounts of Peter's denial of Jesus? Commonwealth or?
So the number of times the roster ruled was only specified in Matthew, but the other accounts did not specify that.
That is not correct. Okay, the bell rang, right? Okay, so Mark's account is different from the rest in the sense that it records a double cock crow, whilst all the others record a single cock crow. Complete the following statements with precision and accuracy. Amos chapter 4, verse 12. The New King James Version says, therefore. The audience. Oh. Have you forgotten so soon? Amos chapter 4, verse 12. Therefore, thus will I do to you, O Israel, because I will do this to you. Prepare to meet your God, O Israel. And that brings us to the end of round 2. At the end of round 2, TF Hall has no points. Volta Hall has 2 points. And Commonwealth Hall is still in the lead with 7 points. Round 3, true or false. In this round, I will be making statements to each team, and you are to tell whether the statement is true or false. A correct answer is worth 2 points. An incorrect answer will result in a deduction of 1 point. A team can decide not to answer their question, at which point it may be passed on to the next team, which rings their bell first. Same rules on points and deductions apply to a passed on question. Best wishes to all teams. Set 1. Commonwealth Hall. Consider the list of parables below. The parable of the lamb under a bowl, the parable of the wise and foolish builders, the parable of the new cloth on an old coat, the parable of the new wine in old wineskins. The odd one out is the parable of the wise and foolish builders, because the rest are found in all synoptic gospels, but the parable of the wise and foolish builders is found in Matthew and Luke, but not in Mark. True or false?
True.
That's correct. TF. Consider the list of parables below. The parable of the lost sheep, the parable of the living, the parable of the faithful and wise servants, the parable of the unforgiving servants. The odd one out is the parable of the unforgiving servants, because the rest are found in Matthew and Luke, but the parable of the unforgiving servants is found in Matthew only. True or false?
False.
That's incorrect. Volta Hall. Consider the list of parables below. The parable of the sheep and goats, the parable of the hidden treasure, the parable of the salt of the earth, the parable of the pearl of great price. The odd one out is the parable of the salt of the earth, because the rest are found in Matthew only, but the parable of the salt of the earth is found in both Matthew and Mark. True or false? You've been bailed out. Bonus. Commonwealth.
True.
That's correct. Next set. Indicate whether the following statements are true or false regarding the laws of Moses on responsibility for property. Commonwealth. If a man steals a sheep and slaughters it or sells it, he shall restore 4 sheep for a sheep. True or false?
False.
That's incorrect. TF. If a man steals an ox and slaughters it or sells it, he shall restore 4 oxen for an ox. True or false?
False.
That's correct. Volta Hall. If a man steals a sheep and sells it and is later found out, but he doesn't have money for full restitution, he shall be sold for his theft. True or false? That's correct. Commonwealth Hall. The imprisonment of Paul and Silas was as a result of the vengeance words spoken over Simon Magus by Paul. True or false?
False.
That's correct. TF. The imprisonment of Paul and Silas was as a result of Paul's refusal to depart Philippi secretly when the magistrates let him go. True or false?
False.
That's correct. Volta Hall. The imprisonment of Paul and Silas happened in Samaria. True or false? That's correct. Commonwealth Hall. On their return from the first journey to buy corn in Egypt, Joseph's brothers did not realize that their monies had been restored in their sacks until they got to their father Jacob. True or false?
True.
That's incorrect. TF. When Joseph and his brothers sat to eat in Joseph's house in Egypt, Benjamin was served a portion 4 times more than his brethren. True or false?
False.
That's correct. Volta Hall. The money that Joseph's brothers used to buy food in Egypt was put back in their sacks on 2 different occasions. True or false? That's correct. Commonwealth Hall. The mechanism through which Jesus healed various people involved the usage of saliva on at least 3 different occasions. True or false?
False.
That's incorrect. The 3 occasions. TF. The 3 occasions on which Jesus used saliva in the process of healing people is recorded in at least 2 of the synoptic gospels. True or false?
True.
That's incorrect. Volta Hall. 2 of the healings performed by Jesus, which involved the usage of saliva, are recorded in John, and the 3rd one is recorded in Mark. True or false? That's incorrect. Commonwealth Hall. The story of a woman anointing Jesus with costly perfume is recorded in all 4 Gospels, and each case was a preparation for his burial. True or false?
False.
That's correct. TF. In all the records of a woman anointing Jesus with oil, Jesus said the action of the woman will be mentioned wherever the gospel is preached. True or false?
False.
That's correct. Volta Hall. In all the records of a woman anointing Jesus with oil, Jesus rebuked the critics with the statement, "The poor you have with you always." True or false? That's incorrect. Commonwealth Hall, please listen carefully. One similarity concerning the examination of a sore in the head or beard to ascertain whether a scaly or mange-like leprosy broke out in the head, and the examination of a swelling on a skin to ascertain whether it is a leprous disease, is that they both require the appearance of a region which protrudes above the rest of the skin to confirm the presence of leprosy. True or false?
False.
That's correct. TF. One difference between the examination of a reddish-white bright spot, which came from a scar proceeding from a fire burn on the hand, to ascertain whether a leprosy broke out, and the examination of a leather garment, which has a greenish spot, to ascertain whether there is a presence of a leprous plague in the leather, is that the former takes 7 days, but the latter may take up to 14 days. True or false?
True.
That's correct. Volta Hall. One difference between the examination of a reddish-white bright spot, which came from a scar proceeding from a fire burn on the hand, to ascertain whether a leprosy broke out, and the examination of a spotted linen cloth to ascertain whether there is a presence of a leprous plague in the cloth, is that the former takes 7 days, but the latter may take up to 14 days. True or false? That's correct. Last set indicates whether the following statements are true or false concerning persons who were executed from the congregation of the Israelites. Commonwealth. Any person of illegitimate birth was banned from entering the assembly of the Lord even to the 6th generation. True or false?
False.
That's correct. TF. An Ammonite was banned from entering the assembly of the Lord even to the 7th generation. True or false?
False.
That's correct. Volta Hall. A Moabite was banned from entering the assembly of the Lord even to the 8th generation. True or false? That's correct. And that brings us to the end of round 3. At the end of round 3, TF Hostel has 10 points. Volta Hall has 10 points. And Commonwealth Hall is still in the lead with 16 points. My dear contestants, can you see this beautiful menorah-like trophy by my side? Please, this goes to the champion for this year's edition of the INTEFR-HALLS Bible Quiz. I hope this gives you motivation for the last round. Round 4, the riddles. In this round, there are 4 riddles. A set of clues will be read out to all teams on each riddle, and you have to draw my attention on your readiness to answer by ringing your bell. Let's hear your bells again. Commonwealth. TF. Volta Hall. The first to answer rightly wins the points for that riddle. A riddle solved on the first clue is worth 5 points, and on the second clue, 4 points. A riddle solved on the third or any other number of clues will be worth 3 points. If a team wrongly answers a riddle, you'll be out of that particular riddle until the next. Best wishes to you all. First riddle. I was first introduced in the book of Genesis, but not with the name you know today. You can also find me in the Exodus journey, specifically in Exodus chapter 14. I am an important practice in Christianity. I express the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus and how a believer identifies with it. I was the central activity in John's ministry and a major practice in the early church. Who am I? Commonwealth Hall.
The crossing of the Red Sea.
That's incorrect. Volta Hall. That's also incorrect. TF. No, please. Audience. I'm seeing Joel. Of John the So that is the answer, water baptism. Okay, the second riddle. I am mentioned 100 or more times across many Bible translations. I am one of the Bible words which represents something significant in today's world. I am also popular in meteorology, where I could be defined as a water-based aerosol. In several Bible stories, I was a medium through which heavenly instructions were transmitted to people on earth. In modern technology, I am a global network which makes information exchange possible via the internet. Who am I? Commonwealth Hall.
Vision.
Incorrect. TF.
Universe.
Incorrect. Volta, you want to give it a shot? All right. To my audience. Please, who said that? And that is the answer. It's a cloud. The third riddle. I am a location in one of the port cities mentioned in the book of Acts. I am important in the sense that I was the location where God publicly opened the doors of the church to the Gentile world. I am known for the replication of an unprecedented event which happened somewhere in Jerusalem. I was the location where Peter fully discovered that God is no respecter of persons. I am the house of the God-fearing Gentile soldier, Commonwealth Hall.
Cornelius' house.
That is correct. And I was on the last clue, so 3 points. So it was, I am the house of the God-fearing Gentile who was known for much prayer and the giving of alms. Final final riddle. We are two popular lists in the Bible. We are both referenced in the epistles. We both have something to do with the Greek word pneuma, spelled P-N-E-U-M-A. Although we are lists, one of us is referenced in the singular. We both have something to do with the number 9. Who are we? My audience. Oh. Okay, so it is the fruit of the Spirit and the gifts of the Spirit. And that brings us to the end. At the end of the contest, we have Volta Hall and TF Hostel tying with 10 points each. And Commonwealth Hall winning this year's edition of the INTEFR-HALLS Bible Quiz with 19 points. Congratulations to you all for a very amazing contest. The fact that you made it to the finals proves that you have indeed done well. Studio audience, let's give them a round of applause. All right. Hello, viewers. Thank you for staying with us in this season of the INTEFR-HALLS Bible Quiz Championship. We believe you learned a lot about the Bible and also had some fun. Join us again next season when we bring you another exciting edition of the INTEFR-HALLS Bible Quiz Championship. My name is Daphne Intiprente, and I have been the